going on, everybody? My name is Northy, and today we are doing the round 13 review. One day late, however, I'm not going to be doing any punishments this week. I'm refusing, but this time around, I'm sticking with the Friday. I'm keeping it as a Friday date. I don't want to try and do it too early or too late because then it kind of mess up the schedule for you guys. You guys may be expecting this video out on Fridays, and if it comes out on Thursday, you may not be ready for it. Whatever it may be, who knows? But I'm trying to stay consistent, get these videos out on both the Monday and on the Friday before the games and after the games. Obviously, this week's a bit interesting considering that Monday we have a game as well, and on yesterday, we did also have a game. So it makes this week a little difficult. However, I am going to try my best to stay as consistent as I possibly can. So hopefully things go well this week. But nonetheless, we got to go through our teams. And this week could be really, really rough. I'm hoping it doesn't go too poorly, but it really is up in the air. Starting off with Star Powers. This Star Powers team is one I'm not at all confident in. However, it's one that I've had to go with. Josh Kelly comes back in after his bye last week, so it's good to see him back. Hopefully we'll have a good game. He's probably going to be the one surefire player that hopefully does really, really well. I say it, he could have a horrific game. I hope not. Hero, we've got a regular Paddy Cripps. Bonds doesn't play, and Brody Grundy is injured. So those two, no chance, unfortunately. And so we've got to go with the regular one. And we've gone with Paddy Cripps. Future, Noah Anderson as usual. However, he is having a bye week this week. So I've thought about it, and the only two double points players that I was confident in using were Bradley Hill and Josh Kelly. The rest I either can't use or not confident in using, and that's including ones that I haven't put the code in for. So I had to look around in my album to see which ones I think would work and think would do well for this week, and I've just decided to trust my gut. Taron Thomas is going to be out there in my team next week. You can see not his greatest game last week, but he did get a lot of disposals, more than average. So hopefully he can have himself a really, really impactful game. He can do it. It's just not many North players can do it often. It gets a little frustrating. However, I've put my faith in him this week. I think if there's any week to do it, it's this week. North really needs our faith. So I'm going to try my best and do my part. But we got Luke Parker Classic, not as a team star power. I've just realized a horrible mistake as I'm recording. Oh, that's really stupid of me. Oh, God. Oh, Luke Parker is not playing. That's really bad. I just realized why I didn't have him in as my team star powers. It's because he's not playing. So at some point, I must have put him in and forgotten that I had. So he's getting 0 points. Oh, man, that is frustrating. That's just a horrible choice. I don't know why I did that. That is really poor. That is really, really poor. And then our other team star power is going to be Bradley Hill. He's a bit of an on and off, so hopefully he can have one of his on games. But, oh, that is a kick in the guts. That's live too. Like, I only just realized that he is not playing. None of Sydney is playing. It is a bye week. Oh man, that is so frustrating, which could mean we go pretty far down this week, and that is scaring me so much. Oh man, this could be a really, really tough week, boys. This could be really, really tough. So we're going to our top team now. This is probably my biggest hope. I've been switching around my ruckman a lot as of late, and at the moment, it's kind of just settled on Max Gawn. I've gone Wits, I've gone Riley O'Brien, I think I went Sean Darcy even at times, but Maxi Gawn is the one I've settled on in the Queen's birthday game on the Monday. This is really where all my hope is kind of lying. Sicily remains just so important for my team because Hawthorn out of all teams seem to be the one that mainly relies on kicking the ball around their backline to getting it out. Sicily's just grabbing a bunch of marks. It's really helpful for the Teamcoach side of things. Gets him disposals, gets him marks. He'll lay the tackle and get a few ground ball gets every now and then. But he's a great player to have in your team, just in general. He's consistently good. He may not always be the best backman, but he's consistently over 100 points. It's what you need. Then I'm going Josh Kelly. I told myself, if I'm confident enough to choose him every week in Star Powers, why not put him in top 4? He's remained really, really good for me, so I'm hoping he can do it again. And Charlie Curnow is my big risk here today. Curnow's having a really good season, but often I don't like putting forwards or big forwards in my top 4 because it really is, if they have a good game, they can be one of the best. But if they have a bad game, don't get as many marks, aren't as effective on the game, they can completely ruin your game. So I'm hoping that this week, he can really step it up. I really need him to. It's gonna be tough. It's going to be tough, but hopefully with Harry Mackay out there, it'll open up Charlie Curnow to do a bit more, as Harry will be his own target and draw a tougher defender off him, so Charlie Curnow can do more damage. So Carlton have a deadly forward line at the moment. I'm pretty sure Harry Mackay's back. I'm pretty certain, but I cannot be 100% sure, because as we just found out, Luke Parker, he is the perfect example of me not being smart. Oh my god, and as I've gone to check to see whether Harry Mackay's back, I've checked the AFL app. I'm going to take a screenshot of this. This is ridiculous. The first headline, the Roos dropped Taron Thomas. Are you serious? How unlike... Oh my god, the pain of having games starting on a Thursday. You don't get the full teams. And so I didn't realise Taron Thomas has been dropped. Are you for real right now? So 2 players are now out. One of them being a team star power. You're kidding me. Oh man, this is going to be a really bad week for star powers. That is so bad. Are you serious right now? This is going to be a horrifying week, dude. Oh man, this is hurtful. But Harry Mackay is in. So, what'll end up happening is Charlie Curnow will end up being a lot more dangerous in there now, I'd imagine. He will have a bit more space to work with. He's in the full forward position, so hopefully Harry Mackay will draw the defenders and Charlie can be a bit more one-on-one, work his dominance a bit. But this is no shot now. We're going to have to hope that these players out of their mind to at least make up for it, but we are not getting a Star Powers prize card this week, no shot. Oh man, and then we go to top 18, because top 18 is definitely a lot better. Probably the only good thing about the Thursday night game was Vlosten and Short. There weren't really any major performers, which is a bit disappointing when 4 of your players played in that game. None of them were major. One of them didn't even play. And again, this is my problem. I didn't know that Tom Lynch had been out previously, and I just known that he'd been in good form from what I've remembered. And so I've chucked Tom Lynch in there. The teams weren't out until the game started pretty much, and so Tom Lynch didn't realise he wasn't playing. I checked the AFL site to double check. There was nothing up, so I couldn't tell Tom Lynch wasn't playing. And so I've just wasted a spot on Tom Lynch, which is horrible. Dusty played pretty poorly too. They got the win, he kicked a goal or two, but really not impactful all that much. It's already looking poor for top 18. Top 4 is really the only game mode we can do anything for this week, and that's so hard to flush. It's so hard to do well in. I've only come first once, and I've only gotten in the top 10 once, so it's really going to be tough this week. It's looking like a really, really poor one. My top 18, consisting of Andy Brayshaw, he's made it back. I chucked Josh Kelly in there. Dunkley is out, obviously, as the Bulldogs are not playing this week. The Bulldogs' regular players, Bailey Smith won't be in for a few weeks. I think 3 weeks, considering his suspension. Bontempelli won't be in there either, though. So we've got Dusty, we've got Bailey, DeGoey's in there, Curnow as my full forward option, and Dylan Moore. Sammy Walsh has taken a spot in there, Lockie Neal, Clayton Oliver. We've got Sinclair back, which is good. Angus Brayshaw is my big question mark for the back line right now. Well, it'll be interesting to see how he plays, but as Melbourne have been struggling, it'll take players like him and the smaller players around the main court to really bring this team forward, because they have lost their last 2, albeit against two pretty decent sides at the moment in Sydney and Fremantle. I'm interested to see how the Melbourne boys will perform. I'm just really disappointed in the first game and just Star Powers in general. Star Powers has actually ruined me. I found out in this recording that 2 of the players I picked, both of them not playing. Oh man, I hate Thursday games. I hate Thursday games so much. I have no excuse for Luke Parker. Luke Parker was just a poor, brain fade. Taron Thomas's one is so stupid. How did I find out through a headline that Taron Thomas got dropped? Oh man, this is really frustrating. But nonetheless, I have to keep moving now. We're going to have to hope that Kelly, Cripps, and Hill can carry us over the line. It's going to be a rough week, boys. There's a good chance we drop out of the top 10 somewhere. I'm almost certain of it. Unless we have some ridiculously good games that we need pretty much a 100-point performance from all 3 of them. And even that will only get us to 500. That is a very poor week, considering we're trying to fight for top spots. Oh, I messed up so bad this week, and one of them wasn't even my fault. 2 of them weren't my fault. Tom Lynch and Taron Thomas, but Luke Parker, the Luke Parker one I'm kicking myself for. Oh, this is going to be rough. Really, really rough. Let's just go to the tips. I will go to the AFL site because the tips obviously don't show up. but we check AFL, and we're going to go to all matches. Obviously, last night, Richmond vs Port, I did tip Richmond. It was at the MCG. Richmond at MCG is hard to tip against, and ended up going my way. Although Port made it very close and entertaining, it went Richmond's way. Now, I've gone with Carlton over Essendon at the MCG. It'll be a big one, but Carlton obviously just outperforming Essendon. However, with these big games, like, it really could go either way. We've seen it plenty of times before, like Collingwood beating Carlton. That was a very interesting result. These big crowd MCG games, the games could go anywhere. So Essendon may pull something out, who knows? But it could be just a big momentum game. But next we've got Fremantle versus Hawks at WA. I'm almost certain I tipped Freo. We went Brisbane versus St Kilda at the Gabba. Brisbane, I imagine, would take that. However, St Kilda could put up a good fight. North versus GWS. At the moment, if anyone doesn't pick GWS here, they're probably being a bit silly. And Collingwood versus Melbourne, again, it's that idea of big crowds, big occasion, momentum can shift on a dime. Melbourne had lost 2 in a row. Collingwood snuck into the 8. This will be Collingwood's biggest test of the year to show if they're legitimately a top 8 side. And they'd have to hope that they can at least keep it close. I've picked Melbourne, and I think it will be close. I wouldn't be surprised if Collingwood pick them off here. The opportunity for them to do so is big. So I tipped Melbourne there. But, oh man, I'm just super duper scared for what this week's going to look like. I'm going to have to hope that at least this turns out alright. We're number 6 here. We're number 13 in top 18. I don't see that going up this week. We're just going to have to take the result, take it as it happens, and then move on, because that's really the way you got to go with things like this. You just got to move on, because it's really difficult. It's really, really difficult. And hopefully things go well, man. I'm hoping that somehow, some way, a prize card will appear on my screen next week. But I have a feeling it won't, so everybody watching this, use this as your opportunity to catch up, beat me, whatever it may be, because I am going to try my absolute best to make sure I don't mess it up. And I even spent time making sure that my team was looking good, and we still managed to pick 3 players who weren't playing. I can't believe it. I'm honestly in shock with star powers. How I let this one slip, and then Taryn gets pulled out at the last second. That's really tough, man. That's really, really tough. So, thank you all so much for watching. Let's hope that this week isn't as bad as it looks. I'm really hoping, but nonetheless, thank you all so much for watching. Let me know how you'll do in the week. Tell me which players you've changed up and how you think you'll do. So thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.